Welcome to What the Hell?
Arg. Sorry.
Today we're going to talk about the Tomorrow War.
Yeah, the movie just came out on Amazon Prime
Yeah,
yesterday.
it only came out. Did it come out yesterday?
It was yesterday, yeah.
Because the whole reason why I actually watched it because that the pudgy bearded guy that died like in that rain of fire.
Yeah.
You didn't notice his shirt, did you?
No, I didn't.
It was BRCC.
Was it a Black Rifle shirt?
It was a BRCC shirt.
Nice.
But everybody was like, "Oh yeah," because I get on Drinking Bros, which now is what is it now? Because they had to change it because people in Drinking Bros actually Facebook canceled the extremist website, but now it's
So let's think about that for just a second. People on the Drinking Bros Facebook group canceled.
Yeah,
Drinking Bros. Wow.
What's really sad though
How
is
soft is that?
What's really sad is Drinking Bros Gaming and Drinking Bro Nerds is the only one that's up and going right now because they had a Drinking Bros Singles.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that one because
that got nixed.
Yeah, that one got nixed.
No, it's this year.
Yeah, it was this year. Yeah, because back when it was first getting up and going, it was just like a couple of years ago.
Well, the reason why I did that, and this is just JT talking about it. JT said the whole reason why that got angst, what his theory is on it, was because it was the comments on it. As soon as a post goes up, a lot of people comment on it. It was very interactive. And another one that got angst was Cult of the Curious. Cult of the Curious is a time suck. I don't know. We'll eventually get on the Tomorrow War movie that came out. But Cult of the Curious, they have a Cult of the Curious 2 now, which I forgot to join that. But it was time suck.
Yeah.
For Dan Cummings and everything.
Right. Huh. Okay. Yeah. This was a really good movie. I mean,
multicultural, all-inclusive network. That's the Drinking Bros podcast one now.
Yeah, but I enjoyed that movie. It was just shy of 2 hours and 20 minutes long. It was like 2 hours and 18 minutes. But I mean, the premise of it really I enjoyed it because I mean I thought that the writing on it was pretty good.
It was very action packed.
It was. It really was, and they didn't go too far, out on the fringe as far as what's plausible, what's not plausible, as far as like scientific theory is concerned. And I love the fact that they, if you paid attention to it, they did address the whole paradox thing, right? Because they were like, because they had, they were talking about all the instructors that came back from the future to train everybody. They were younger than everybody that was being sent. Right, and they said it was so that way we didn't bump into ourselves in the future, and it would have created like a paradox. And I'm like, oh wow, yeah, okay.
That's just easy writing because everybody was old that went into the future war.
Yeah.
Because even in spoiler, this is going to be big time spoiler alerts on this one. So watch the movie before you watch this.
And if
going in
whatever
now. Okay, just watch the show right there.
Yeah.
But
step away from the video. But
it was like when he supposedly died. He died at that point like 7 years beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, they were like, and I love like the dissociation or the detachment that those two technicians, Army technicians, had, when they were like, You die in this year, and he's like, so you're saying I die in 7 years? And they were like, he goes, how? And they're like, that's classified, And I'm just like, oh, look at them,
Yeah.
And I think they did that for a couple different reasons. One, I think that they, that needed to be a point, not a turning point, but it needed to be a fulcrum for the storytelling. But two, I think that they did that for the expediency of trying to get the storyline moving along.
Yeah. Well, it was also, if you look at it another way, that the guy that served like 3 tours
Yeah.
doing this war.
Yeah, and he was doing it just because he's like, I want to go out the way I want to go out.
Yeah, because he was dying of cancer.
Yeah. But I like, and then you kind of saw it coming, whenever.
Oh, yeah, I gotta say it. How free is your weekend this weekend?
How free is my on a scale of 1 to America? Man, I'll tell you, it's America.
Mine's Bill Cosby.
Bro. Bro.
Oh man, someone just said the reason why I said it, it's really messed up. I know.
Is that in our message thread?
Yeah.
Ah, gee. Whoever said that, they just.
It was my brother-in-law.
Well, your brother-in-law needs to go eat himself a nice big bowl full of Jell-O pudding and just be quiet. Okay, I mean, good God.
You could.
So is he trying to say that drinks are on him this weekend?
Hey, better. Wow. Oh, even better.
See?
Even better. Even better. And he has 12-year-old scotch.
I'm just going to go out on a limb. I'm going to get ahead of this one, but your brother-in-law didn't hang himself. I'm sorry. Oh,
That was
Jesus. Okay. Anyway, so
McAfee did though.
you could almost say that the virus took him out, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Okay.
think he's
Sorry.
out.
See. There's the nerd connection. Okay. Anyways,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, getting back to this movie, you saw it coming up. I mean, because with, the with that Yvonne, and I can never say her name.
I call her Sarah.
Stravosky.
I call her Sarah from Chuck.
Well, her other big role right now is she plays Serena Waterford in *Handmaid's Tale*.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate the fact that I love that show. I really do, because that show pisses me off, dude. But at the same time,
I never watched it. I never will.
no, and honestly, I say that, but it's actually worth a watch, man, because it'll suck you in, and you'll get invested in some of these characters. And,
I still haven't watched Titanic, so no.
well, I mean, aside the fact that Rose had plenty of room on that door, we all know what's going to happen, so it is what it is. Anyways, digressing, we're moving on. It's like the White House tour.
Oh no. Hold
We're
on.
walking.
Quick reference to that. My brother-in-law, when we were watching, when he was watching, because I just watched the one part, and he was like scooting up because it. As far be it as Titanic, the actually clips I've seen from it, like the part where it's gonna hit the iceberg and everything.
Yeah.
It was very dramatizing, and it really set the mood and everything to where you feel that it's gonna miss. And he was sitting there. He was just gripping the chair, going, "Oh, it's gonna miss. It's gonna miss. It's gonna miss." I was like, "Dude, it's the Titanic. It hits. Let's go."
Did you see the theory? There's a group of TikTokers out there that they all propose these like fan theories. Is that the architect, the engineer that designed and built the Titanic didn't sink. It wasn't the Titanic. It was actually the Olympic. The Olympic was a match, a one-for-one match of the Titanic.
Yeah.
But he knew that it would cost more to renovate and refurbish the Olympic. So he put the Olympic out there. They scraped the paint off, and they just painted the name Titanic on it. And the Olympic is the ship that actually sank, because the designer and architect at the very last minute canceled his trip on the maiden voyage. But you know who was on that ship? Who made the trip, and every one of them died? His financial and political opponents.
Dude, that would be really, really, really. That's going down a rabbit hole. We're not going to go around right now because.
Hey, I'm putting that out there, and you know, in the spirit of transparency, you know, I've got my two boys here with me, and when I brought that theory up, my 12-year-old Colin is sitting back here in the background, off camera, and he's pumping his fist. He's like, yes, yes, yes. So yeah, so shout out to my kid Colin for enlightening me by showing me that TikTok video.
Wait a minute, did you get it off of Reddit?
No, he got it off of TikTok.
TikTok. Okay.
Yeah, so it's a, I don't know if they're brothers or not, but they're like, hey, did you hear the theory about this? Did you hear the theory about that? And
I trust TikTok more than I trust Reddit though.
honestly, I can say the same thing, yeah. But all that aside, getting back to the movie, you know, with Yvonne Stravotsky, I'm just going to go with that. If I butcher her name and she, for whatever reason. Colonel Forrester, yeah. You saw it coming. I'm like, man, I bet you that the lead female in this movie is his daughter. And it turns out that that's exactly what was going on. And I was like, oh, wow. Because you never saw them until the very end of the movie when she was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to die. They never had any physical contact at all until she was mortally wounded. And then he was just like, you know what? We're just gonna sit here and we're gonna rest for a minute, you know. And he was at that point trying to just be comforting, and you know she kind of let him in as far as why she was angry with him at the when they first met, very standoffish, and because she told in her timeline he died in a car accident and ended up getting divorced from her mother, and
no, the car accident happened last. That's how he died.
Yeah.
And
they separated.
What ended up happening? Just to clarify a little bit for everybody, what ended up happening was he ended up becoming his father, because if you look at the first part of the movie, he didn't get the job that he wanted. He wanted to be better and everything like that. He was so depressed and everything, and then it just if the future world didn't happen, the Tomorrow War didn't happen, it would probably escalate to that point where he would have done that. Yeah. Because you could see he destroyed that trash can pretty horribly, but it was eating at him that he knew he was better.
Yeah.
I mean, and it actually goes off of the charity organization Rally Point that we're trying to get going to
the
help
one that
people.
I am a co-chair of, for the advisory board.
And apparently I am too.
Well, yeah, you're on the advisory board. So congratulations there. Look at you.
Yeah.
But
and it's another stint in my military career. The reason why I didn't really want to make it a career is because even my chief master sergeant was like, hey, you can probably make chief. All you have to do is this, this, and this. I mean, you already gotten airmen below the zone. You already made staff. And then that was knocked down to A1C. But we'll get into that in a different episode. But you're on the same stretch away that I was.
Yeah.
And that's what my chief said. But what got me to think about that is just what a senior master sergeant that was retiring. Mm-hmm. I was talking to him and everything, and the man just started bawling in front of me.
Yeah.
And he was a logistics senior master sergeant. He wasn't in our group or anything like that.
Right.
But he was like, I don't know what to do when I get out. I was like, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah. Well, and
that's what his character was. He was an ex-Green Beret.
Yeah, he was special
and he
forces. He did like 2 or 3 tours in Iraq. Yeah.
He ended up being a science teacher, and he wanted to be a
the
researcher.
The monologue at the beginning of the movie, he was like, he exercised his GI Bill and went to school, and he was teaching biology in high school.
Yeah.
And it came down to him and one other candidate for this like high-profile job that was very competitive. And when he lost out, and then all of a sudden he gets drafted to go spend a week-long tour in the future. And
he almost did the AWOL thing.
yeah, well, I don't think that necessarily he was going to do that.
His wife pressured him on.
Well, I think what it was is that I don't think he ever intended to do that, because the dude was a Green Beret, and I can't think of a single Green Beret that would.
You'd be surprised.
Well,
honestly.
no. Let me finish. I don't think that they would put themselves or their family in danger by doing something as stupid as going AWOL.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so he was going to do what was required of him. That's just something that's ingrained into their DNA. That's part of their ethos. So I think that his character was all in, knew that it's a week, yes. What was it, like 70% or 60 to 70% of the draftees don't come back from their 1 week.
Yeah.
But that could be for a number of different reasons. And if you paid attention to the little details during that movie, when they were making their jump, that they had that staff sergeant that was going through everybody saying, hey, look, these coordinates are set to drop you 5 to 10 feet from the ground. And then when they came out on the other side, they were several hundred feet in the air.
Yeah, there's some kind of mix-up.
And the majority of their stick, their chalk, died on insertion because some of them were hitting the top of the skyscraper in downtown Miami. Most of them hit the pool, and the rest of them fell to the street.
Yeah.
And so but he had enough people gathered up. And it was almost kind of reminiscent to the D-Day drops, where they had all these misdrops all over the place, and you saw a lot of small unit actions all over the Normandy
Beach.
Well, not Normandy, but all over Normandy, all over the Normandy region. They were they were conducting small unit actions, and without getting too far off topic, during D-Day, those misdrops actually helped out to the benefit of the Allied invasion force, because it made the Germans think that there was more paratroopers running around and creating chaos than there actually was.
Yeah.
But back to the movie, he had enough people that he was able to get a team together, and they started moving. And that's when they made the radio contact was made with them by Colonel Forrester. And and then that's where the premise of the movie was. It's like, they had to go in, try to rescue the research team, which they found hung up in the atrium of that building on the 7th floor. They gathered
all the intel and
they
samples.
gathered all the intel, all the samples that they could grab, and then that's when they started making their way to the exfil point. But I think that.
But there's a lot of foreshadowing in that movie,
too. There is a lot of foreshadowing in that movie. Whether it's lazy writing, I don't know. But I didn't. There was only a couple points in that movie where I'm like, oh man, they could have done maybe a little bit better with that. But
in all honesty, if they toned down a lot of stuff, like the kid with the volcano, you knew that was happening.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's their fault.
But I think with the kid in the beginning in the classroom, when he was talking about the ancient volcanoes, Martin, that was the name of the character, of the kid in the classroom.
Still don't know names.
I think that was inserted more of like an M. Night Shyamalan type Easter egg, because then at the very end of the movie, they were talking about there's volcanic ash in this claw. Where did it come from?
Yeah,
Do you know any volcano experts? And he's like, actually, I do. So
no, it had a lot of. Well, okay. It's not the writer's fault that the writers are doing it now.
Yeah.
But it's constant. You can always see. Very rarely do you have anything in movies nowadays that's a red herring. The last movie that I've actually watched that surprised me is Christopher Nolan movies.
Yeah, that's true.
He's the only one that I can go and watch and you have a small amount of red herrings, but you don't notice it until you have to Christopher Nolan movies. You have to rewatch.
Yeah. Zack Snyder's real bad about. He threw a couple of red herrings out in the Snyder cut of the Justice League movie. I can't think of them off the top of my head, but I'm like, okay. While I appreciate the fact that they put that in the extended cut, so that way it helped tell a better overall story, it really kind of led you down a road. You're like, but I thought, and then it kind of helped for the whole surprise factor when the story began to unfold. Once the story got to its fulcrum, its pinnacle, and then you get on the backside of that hill, that storytelling hill, it started to unfold itself. Gravity really grabbed a hold of the story and just
Well, you
started
also got to
dragging
look
it down.
if you look at Batman v Superman, and you go in and you see the regular cut, it's kind of bad.
Yeah.
But if you see the director's cut, they put in a lot of stuff that actually connects everything. The reason why they're doing this, it's not just for a cash grab. It's just literally a thing to where this is the reason why he thinks this, and this is the reason why he thinks this.
Yeah.
And it goes from there.
But overall, the movie was, I enjoyed it, and I would definitely watch it again. I mean, that's one of those movies where I don't mind watching it 2 or 3 times, just because, one, I mean, I enjoy Chris Pratt movies for the most part anyway. I mean, I'm kind of like a Chris Pratt fan. I mean, if you look at my Facebook page, it's him and Jeff Goldblum, that same picture, same photo of every day.
Yeah.
Every day. But
I have to ask, why do you do that?
it started out as kind of like just something novel to do. And then I kind of turned it into a game.
Have you ever read the comments on those?
For
The Jeff Goldblum and Chris Pratt.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's funny. And it's
Because
like...
one day I just ended up reading the comments.
Yeah, just looking at the comments, yeah. But, I mean, after a certain point, man, it's like, you get all these people like, I absolutely hate the fact that you've done that. And then I've had a couple of people where I didn't really care that I was friends with them or not. And they're like, I unfollowed you just because of that. And I'm like, well,
Well, at least I found out now.
I'm like, oh, really? You were following me on Facebook? Wow, that's...
Literally,
Yeah.
I actually do like it because it gives me a simple fact that you are alive.
Yeah, and and there was a period there that...
It's a buddy check, but I don't have to check.
Exactly, right. And that's not something you can just bot up. I mean, you have to, because they don't drop it at the same time every day. But,
Yeah.
So
I've
I'm
noticed
just...
that. That's
Yeah.
weird.
For a couple of weeks there, they were dropping it within 30 minutes of each other on the 30-minute mark of either side of midnight. And I'm just like... And how I knew this is because, insomnia is a hell of a drug. But getting back to the movie, it was like... I could watch this another couple of times just because, one, it's Chris Pratt. I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy his genuineness. I mean, he's not disingenuous at all as far as, like, who he is off camera. I mean, he is unabashedly... a Christian, the fact that
he's married to freaking Arnold Schwarzenegger's
yeah, I mean
daughter.
Arnold is his father-in-law, but I mean that's not
And he's a very hard worker.
He's a very hard worker, and he's genuinely funny, and
he's a regular guy.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't wait till
like if he were sitting in this chair over here, well, actually he would be sitting in this chair, and I'd be the one sitting behind the soundboard, but whatever. If he were sitting in here, it's not like we would have like a sense of starstruck about it. Because he would sit, because he's very relatable. I mean, he could have a normal conversation with people like you and I.
Yeah.
And it would be something that we could follow. But now...
And he knows card tricks.
Yeah. So, but he's got enough star power.
Damn it.
And enough attraction because of the whole Marvel Cinematic Universe association that he has. That, like, if we had Chris Pratt in the studio one day, my boys would be... I'd have to have my boys here, and that way they could get their picture taken with Peter Quill. That's all there is to it. I mean, that's the whole point, But I mean,
as long as they don't do what you did.
Right, yeah, with Matt Best, right? Yeah, no, yeah, that's still. I'm still waiting for a second chance on that one, just so that way I don't come across like
Like a creeper?
like a stumbling, bumbling idiot. But
No, his next thing I'm really excited for. It's not because he's doing like Thor: Love and Thunder and everything, and this is a surprising one. This is the name of the movie that's coming out in 2023 that he's in, Cowboy Ninja Viking. I'm interested just because of the name.
that goes right up there with Cowboys and Aliens, right?
No, it's a combination of like every cool thing from my childhood and just put it in one thing. I'm just interested because it's everything I like.
Huh.
But
Okay.
no, the TV series that he's going to be in, Terminal List.
Really?
You know what
Okay.
Terminal List is, right?
Enlighten.
Jack Carr.
Oh,
He's playing Reese.
really?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Have you read that book?
No, but that's one
I'll put it on your phone. I'll put it on your phone so you can listen to it.
Okay. All right. So, verdict on the Tomorrow War. I give it, just so that way we're not going like completely, hoser on it. I'll give it like 4.75 stars.
Are we gonna do the star thing? We gotta come up with something else.
Okay, so we can do something else then.
Casings.
Shell casings, yeah. So we will do 5 shell casings.
5 shell casings.
Okay, so we're gonna go. I'll give it 450 cals and a 5.56. How about that?
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I could see it.
But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the movie. My boys enjoyed the movie. It was easy to follow, and it kept you engaged.
That was another thing that freaking what's his name? The father, the grandfather.
Oh, J.K. Simmons.
Yeah, J.K. Simmons. Dude, how ripped was that guy?
You know why? Because he's been working out because he's the new Commissioner Gordon for the DCU. He's been working out.
No, he's not. Well,
Yeah.
the new he's the Commissioner Gordon in the Justice League movie.
Yeah.
But they don't know if they're going to use him for the other ones because of the new Batman.
Yeah. Well, I think. Well, he was getting into shape
God,
for that, but yeah, he was getting
Dude,
into
he
shape for
was-
that, and as we all know, he is the voice actor and has been on-screen actor for James Jameson.
J.J. Jameson.
So
What's his name again?
J.K. Simmons. I mean, he is your quintessential,
But God, is he ripped? I love him as an actor.
Yeah, he's a
damn,
great
is he
actor.
ripped.
Yeah, I mean, the dude's just, I mean, he went on this like crazy, insane, mass building cut program that just, I'm like, whoa, dude. It's like, wow. Not to oogle or anything like that, but dude's been, he's been getting after it, So,
He's 66 and he looks like that. That's just amazing.
dude, put that into perspective, right? Okay, so William Shatner just turned 90 this year.
Damn, really?
Yeah, and he's still out there running around like a 50-year-old.
More like a 30-year-old.
Oh, yeah, this is true.
20-year-old.
Yeah, he's a 30-year-old. I mean, the guy is like, I mean, he's the embodiment of what Captain Kirk is. I mean, the dude, he's never going to grow up.
No, he's more Spock now because of his age.
No.
Spock died first.
I get it. That's because Spock had COPD. But all that aside.
COPD.
Damn, you're going to make me look that up. I should know that. COPD. Okay. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Basically, because Mr. Spock used to smoke 2 or 3 packs a day when he was on the set.
Okay.
But anyway, so now, if you're watching us on YouTube, you've noticed that there is a baseball glove on the table.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, we haven't discussed the glove. So I just recently ordered this glove. Well, I say recently, about 2-3 months ago. About 2 months ago, I ordered the glove, and it was from 44progrloves.com. And It's an all leather glove. It's a pro grade glove that I completely customized. I built it on the website and added what options that I wanted with shipping and everything. It took about 2 months. It took about 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, about 2 months roughly for it to get to me. But totally worth the $220 that I spent on it, and that's with shipping. Now, comparatively speaking, for those of you who have played baseball, are still involved with the sport, you get your pro line gloves, your pro grade gloves, they start, just run of the mill, off the shelf production glove. They start at like $250 to $300. And with the Rawlings or the Mizunos or even the Wilson gloves, if you try to get those personalized, you're talking $400 or $500 easy, and you still got to break them in, right? Mm-hmm. With this glove, man, I mean, it's just, I mean, it's
What's the? I asked you. You said did you have to go buy the glove stuff?
No, no, it's they're based out of California, so this is an American-made glove.
I mean, to break it in.
Yeah, to break it in, I've got glove oils, I've got mink oil, and saddle soap. So I've got different things that I can use on this glove to soften the leather up, to break down those connective tissues that are inside the leather. Mm-hmm. But and I've got a mallet, a wooden glove mallet. It looks like a softball mounted to a wooden handle, right? And just basically, you could beat a crease into the palm, and you can start to form the pocket where the ball's going to rest, right? But it's going to take some work, but just like anything else, man, with any other glove, it doesn't matter who makes it, what grade of break-in, broken in that it is when it gets to you. I mean, you just have to play catch with it. You really do. So, I mean, it's one of those things where, I think I might at some point go to DBAT, which is the indoor baseball, softball facility that we have here. Mm-hmm. I just may go get in the batting cage and just, turn it up to 70 miles an hour and just stand there and catch balls out of the out of the pitching machine.
How about the plugs?
No, not the Plex. No, the Plex, their batting cage is trash, dude. No, DBAT's out there on Seymour Highway going out towards Holiday.
Mm. Okay.
But it's not Seymour Highway, but it's going out towards Holiday.
Oh, okay.
Over there by Jordan Craft Barbecue.
Okay.
Yeah, it's right out there. It's Lone Star Muscle Cars. It's literally almost across the street from there.
It's really sad. A lot of the stuff that we're supposed to have in town, we get like the jerry rigged stuff.
Yeah, but
like even the paintball.
Yeah. Our Field of Honor is very, very, very.
God, the Dallas one was doing events and everything.
Yeah.
Because we did a Vietnam era one.
Yeah.
And of course, I did the Mac V. I was Mac V.
Yeah.
Had to fake it.
But this glove. Dude, I love it, dude. You can see it. It's all red, white, and blued. I've got my name embroidered on the thumb. I've got the Texas flag and the home plate on the thumb. Of course, I got the American flag embroidered on the wrist strap, right? And at the request of my 12-year-old, who is also my ball player, that's America's glove right there.
That is America's glove.
That is America's glove. So, but yeah, was it ProGloves44.com or 44 Pro Glove? Let me look it up here. Hold on. I want to make sure that if I'm giving them 44ProGloves.com, they've got pictures of all of these pro players that are out there actually using their gloves. Roberto Osuna, who plays for Houston. Trevor McGill, he plays for Chicago, the Cubs. Phillips Valdez, he's a pitcher for Boston. He uses their gloves. David Hess plays for Baltimore. Yohan Makata, he plays for the Chicago White Sox. Freddie Peralta, he plays for, he's a pitcher for Milwaukee. We've got professional players that are using their gloves, and every one of them are different because, they can either pick a stock glove and just do things to it. The glove builder on their website is really easy to use. You can either pick a Japanese style model or you can pick an American style model and change like the different webbing on the pocket, obviously the colors. I mean, everything down to the padding inside the palm and whether or not you want to have moisture wicking material on the wrist. Dude, I was completely like I had been sitting there flirting and stalking that website for like a year or 2 years, something like that.
So
And,
what you're saying right now is the cop should have been called by now.
yeah. I mean, I should have had a charge filed against me about that, but
I like to use my term of unofficial investigation, and the cops still say it's stalking.
I like to look at it as more of a website integrity inspector.
There we go.
See, there we go. Now I don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
But I finally pulled the trigger on it, and I ordered one, and I sat there, and as soon as I hit checkout, and I hit that pay button, I'm like, I just spent $200 on a damn baseball glove, and it's like, because I mean, I've been one of those coaches, one of those people that they're okay with going and buying like the $50, $60 gloves that are like the low end models and using them for years. So now that I've got a pro grade glove,
It's not gonna make you a better player, dude.
it's not going to make me a better player. And I mean, it's like these people that go out and they spend $1,500 to $2,000 on attachments for their AR-15, and they still couldn't hit the broadside of a barn. They couldn't hit the ground if they fell.
I have a friend like that.
And it's like,
I'm so glad he
go out
doesn't
and
watch
spend
this
that
show.
money on training. I mean, I know
Yeah.
just enough about baseball, and I'm skilled enough at baseball to
Catch the ball and throw it back in him.
maybe
fashion.
maybe be like a second string player on a beer league team, but
I've never seen you play, so I can't really say that.
hey, I mean,
I was gonna say something. I was
used
like,
to be
I've
pretty,
never seen
and I mean, what's that saying? Those who can't do teach, dude. I love coaching baseball.
Yeah.
So and we've gone over ad nauseum about my love for the game. So, it's something that I enjoy, and I've been, like I said, I've been looking at I've been mulling over my head the logic behind getting a glove like this for years, and I'm just like, you know what, I want this, and I need to quit screwing around, and I just need to get it.
Yeah, this is the same thing with starting this cast.
Yeah.
I mean, I had this cast started like in my head. I got a bunch of stuff in my head that I need to, like doing a TV show for YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I have that in my head. I have the script in my head. I just haven't put it down on paper.
Right. So
And
I mean,
it's a real ingenious thing, and we'll talk about it
Yeah.
off air one of these days.
yeah, I mean, but with this glove, I mean, you sit there and you see these players, they're playing in the professional leagues, and they're playing in the majors. They're in the show, and they're using this brand glove. And you're like, I mean, yeah, I'll order one, but it's not going to be the same caliber. And I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm being completely honest here.
I like the feel of the inside of this too.
Yeah, it's a kip liner. So
Yeah.
it helps kind of cushion that. So that way when you catch one on the palm as opposed to in the pocket, I mean, dude, and it's got the sweetest sound when a ball hits that, dude. I mean, it's got that pop. And it really does. It's got that pop, and then the more I use it, the more I play catch with it, it's going to get more broken. It's going to
Oh, yeah.
It's going to become it's just going to get better.
It's just like cowboy boots.
Yeah. So I mean, the trick is just making sure that you keep it clean, that you keep it oiled, and that you store it properly.
Yeah.
So, but like like I was saying, you see these, and it was actually kind of like a low key fear of mine that I was going to order this glove and I was going to get some inferior grade material, and it's the same damn glove that they're giving these guys.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So at that point, I'm like, okay. And so what I'm going to try to do anyway, is that whenever Christmas time rolls around, my son Colin, he's my ball player, and he was looking at this, he's like, dude, sheesh, I was like, yeah. So, I mean, it's pretty nice. We're going to, at some point, probably in the fall, Because I've got him a glove now, and that glove is amazing. I mean, he likes that glove, loves it. It's black. I mean, it's normally it was like a $150 glove, but I got it on clearance for like $60. So I mean, I scored a pretty good deal on that. So I was like, hey, look at that, But we're gonna get on that website. We're gonna build him one, and we're gonna get it ordered. But that way, he's got a glove that will last him for a while as long as he takes care of it, and for as long as he's playing the game on any kind of level, where there's just a casual, hey, we're gonna go out and play catch, to, hey, I'm a member of a team and we're out there, grinding, trying to put together wins. Because my kid, he's a pretty solid ball player. I mean, at his age, I mean, he's a way better ball player than I ever was, and I'm okay with it saying that out loud. I mean, the kid's got a cannon on him. During this past spring season, he had an outfield assist. A shot.
You don't have to talk him up since he's here, man.
No, I know, but I mean, and I've told him this to his face, but.
Has he really? Has he really? We're gonna put him on the spot. Has he actually tell you this?
Yeah.
Multiple. Okay.
See,
and
he's not just saying that because I'm sitting here either, and he's afraid that I'm going to beat him later. But no, I'm not going to beat you. You know that. Anyway, so, I mean, he had an outfield assist during the spring season this past spring. The ball got over your head, but you ran it down, and from the fence, you threw a strike to the second baseman, and he applied the tag because the runner was trying to stretch it into a double, and you threw a runner out from the outfield fence. So I'm like, heck yeah, and as soon as, I mean, that ball was in flight, as soon as it left his hand, I'm like, oh, that's got a chance. Because I don't think that ball got maybe more than 10, 11, 12 feet off the ground. And he threw it on a line. Because I started a long toss program with him this spring, where you can warm up at a certain distance, but then once your arm starts to get a little bit, looser, every time you catch the ball, you back up a step until you get out to like 90 to up, I think, like 120 feet. And then it helps build velocity because it strengthens your shoulder, and it really makes you focus on your form and your mechanics. And
do they still have like a baseball camp program?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm taking my boys on a vacation next week to Houston to visit my girlfriend. And when we get back, the following day, he's got to go to DBAT for 4 days of baseball camp there.
Yeah, okay.
So I mean, they've got camps and clinics, and
is it like a regular camp, or you just?
No, it's like a day camp.
Off?
Yeah, it's a day camp where I'm going to drop them off in the morning. I think they're going to be done by like noon or something like that. But
okay. Yeah, because in this Texas heat, you'd probably just kill.
Well, no,
kids.
it's all indoor mostly. I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's an indoor facility, so they'll have the air conditioning on for the most part. Now, I know the DBAT did buy. It's on 369. There was a field out there that the city just. Anytime somebody tried to buy it, the city would just nix the deal because everybody always tries to put their own irrigation system out there. So DBAT bought the plot that the field's sitting on and said, you know what, screw you guys, we're going to put turf on it. So they turfed the field. So and then they rent it out for events and tournaments and stuff like that. But they may go to that field. I'm not entirely sure what all they're going to do, but a lot of ball players. I mean, dude, they'll just sit around during the off season. They won't really do anything. They'll get lazy and fat and play like Fortnite, until all hours of the morning and then sleep in. But and I'm not trying to like throw his arm out or anything, but he still needs to stay active. He still needs to stay on top of those mechanics and just get behind the work ethic of being a ball player all year round. He can enjoy being a kid. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not trying to steal his childhood from him. So if you're one of those proponents of, one of those parents that are like, or, one of those omnipotent keyboard warriors that think you're better at being a parent than actual parents are, even though most of the time they're sitting around in their grandparents' basement with a cheese-stained wife beater and sweat, but...
And it's Cheetos.
It is Cheetos. Well, yeah, okay. But
or a lot of people thinking that you're trying to live through your kid, but it's just one of those things.
Well, you know what? To a degree, and I'm going to be honest with you, to a degree, at first it was a little bit.
Props, you little
Look,
bastard.
hey, in this day and age, we need to be transparent, right? So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So at first when I was coaching, yeah, I mean, it was me trying to live through him a little bit because I'm like, okay, I wish I'd have been able to play Little League when I was his age, but, with my dad being in the Navy and my mom being the one parent that was there most of the time, and with just the cost of the game, period. I mean, it was really prohibitive, and at first when I was a kid, I was real angsty towards my parents because I didn't get to play baseball, but now that I'm a dad, I'm a parent myself, and I'm older, and I see the cost that comes with this game, and it gets more and more every year. It's ridiculous. Like I just recently, a few months ago, dropped like $400 on bats. And I got them on sales. That's the only reason why I paid that much. I bought 3 bats that would have normally cost me $800. I spent half as much to get, and one of those bats is for next year. And but and I know that the good equipment's not going to make him a better player, but it's one of those incentives to give him to say, hey, look, I'm trying to help outfit you to help you feel more comfortable at the plate, and you'll feel more comfortable in the field. And that way, that's one less thing that he's got to worry about, because the quality of your equipment does at some point creep into the back of your mind. Yeah, I got this line drive coming at me, and if I catch it on the palm, it's going to hurt like hell. And you're going to have that knee-jerk reaction where you're going to want to like drop the ball. I get him a glove that's got a good pocket in it. It's got a good web in it to where it'll trap the ball. And as long as he's executing everything else that he's supposed to be executing in his game, he's going to be able to stay up there. Because and I tell him, and I always told the kids that I coached, talent will get you on the field, but hard work is going to keep you there. And and to a degree, the quality of your equipment does affect the style of play. So just like, not all bats are created the same, just like not all gloves or even all balls are created the same. So, with that thing, with all that being said, yeah, to a degree, honestly, I was trying to live vicariously through my kid, trying to live out some kind of like baseball dream. But I think that if he stays with it and he maintains his grades and everything like that, and what he learns inside the foul lines is going to help translate to make him a better individual outside of those foul lines when he's off the field. But I think if he stays with it, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be that dad that's going to deny him, saying, no, you need to play with the same kind of crap that I had to play with. No, screw that. I didn't walk uphill 2 ways, in the middle of the summer, 12 feet of snow on the ground, going to school. No. I mean, dude, comparatively speaking.
I did that going to our friend's house.
Okay, see, but, comparatively speaking, we had it better than our parents did, and our kids should have it better than we do, but not to the point where they get spoiled, because my son knows, both of my kids know, both of my boys, they know that anything that they get from me, they're going to have to earn. They're going to have to, while it's okay to treat them every once in a while, they have to earn it. They have to, they have to demonstrate to me that they can respect this, respect the things that they're given without destroying them, kind of a situation. And a lot of that is just, basic parenting. But, man, getting back to this glove, though, I mean, yeah, it is America's glove, and it's a really, I mean, I'm happy with the purchase, honestly. So, but I'm gonna, at the risk of repeating myself, I say that we should probably cut this off for the day.
Yeah, because you're literally, I think you talked about 15, 20 minutes just about that glove. You're happy about that glove. I'm not saying anything bad about it, but
well, that's like if you going out and you buy a pack of Magic cards and you get that ultra rare limited edition, no longer in print card, you're going to be like, oh my God.
I don't know anymore. I haven't had that kind of. The closest thing I've had that was,
or whether it be a new gun or archery accessories.
I don't know.
Or even AV equipment for the show. You're going to be like, oh my God, have you seen this camera? And you buy that camera and hey, this camera cost a lot.
I don't know. I haven't gotten that yet. No, my car.
Okay, see, there you go.
My car, because it's my first car ever that I've ever owned that didn't have an oil leak.
See, it's the little things.
It is the little things. It's one of those things. I'm one of those people.
Isn't being an adult kind of weird?
Yes, I don't get excited with a lot of stuff anymore.
Like you look at some of the things that we get all happy about, and you're like, how does that make a difference to anything in the world? And then you look back and you remember some of the things that made your parents happy, and you're like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah.
You have that Gru moment where you're like, light bulb.
Yeah. Well, anyways, the last thing we were talking about is just the glove, but this is What the Hell, the Tomorrow War. And I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
Don't forget to look us up on Facebook.
Yes, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, give us a like on the other end of the corner here. Leave comments on the comment section, whether they're good, bad, indifferent, I don't care. If you want to talk about how you like to wear makeup and pet stuffed animals in the dark of night, I don't care. Just get involved, interact with the show. We're going to be on
Is
Patreon
that really a
soon.
thing?
You know what? I'm thinking Steve Buscemi from Billy Madison.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So,
okay, I got you.
Right. Okay. So we're going to be on Patreon soon. So we're working on that.
I got to work out on it this weekend. I'll probably work it on tomorrow.
Check us out on Apple Podcast. We're also on Spotify.
And on the Apple Podcast, make sure you leave a comment and 5-star review. We do not have a 0 or 1 or anything like. Just give us a review, and if it's a crappy review, still give us a 5-star because we're. I'm a street corner whore. That's what it is. I'm just going to say it. I'm a street corner whore.
I mean, some of us still have standards, but yes, leave us a 5-star.
I have no
because
standards.
let me finish. I've not yielded the floor to the senator yet. But
Lord and Master. I'll take Lord and Master.
No. Yeah, definitely leave us a review. But get engaged with the show. Subscribe to us on several different platforms. It helps us out so that we can provide better content for you. Until then, he's David Dickerman. I'm Johnny Skelton. Stay classy, San Diego.
Later, guys. Bye.